Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Radiant Black Podcast. In today's podcast episode, we're going to be doing another segment of Radiant Roster where we're going to be interviewing the one and only Matt Martin, Martystoked, the best moderator in the Radiant Black Discord. How you doing today?
Doing good. Thanks. Thanks for the high praises.
Oh yeah, that goes such a long way. The best moderator. I mean, no, I'm just kidding. No, Matt does
I'm
great
right
work.
here.
Yeah, Marty does a
Happy.
lot of work. No, actually, we do a lot of work. I don't want to credit ourselves. I do a lot of the work. Marty does a lot of the work. He does a lot of the hard work, I'll say. The really hard programming stuff, like audio, because we can't do that. But yeah, so guild as they come. How you doing today, Marty?
Doing good, man. Happy to be here. Happy to get back to community too. It's always good to
Yeah,
be
and
able
we
to do
recently
that.
had an amazing giveaway. That was very, very awesome.
Yeah. It shipped out on Monday, and I comment on comics. I'll have it on Friday. So pretty excited. And I actually won a giveaway too, like right around the same time. I sent it to you, Bash. I got like a Funko Pop and a couple of comics and a Spider-Man car, which was pretty sweet.
Yeah, no, that couldn't have been a better person to be honest. And I was very happy. Like that's what we mean, I guess, when people say like some of that comic book karma. So you got some like good karma coming your way. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's actually great because I'm in the middle of reading that run. I read the first two, the Hawkeye run, and that was the third book, so I didn't have to pick it up myself.
Oh, there you go. I was in the stars. All right, so I know you're a big fan of Invincible, and obviously here, like at this podcast, we're big Invincible fans, and we're all obviously Radiant Black fans. Obviously everyone here is a Radiant Black Discord moderator, so
Radiant who? Is that you mean Ultraman? No.
yeah, I think so. How does it feel to get not only Invincible series not too long ago, but also like this fantastic new Radiant Black comic?
It's pretty awesome. Like I'm gonna be honest, when it came to Invincible, I was so late to the game with this whole comic book stuff in general. So I'll give you a little bit of background, right? So way back in the day, I read a little bit of comics, but none of my friends did. So I really kind of gave up on the whole idea. And then, like, all of a sudden, like, I tried getting back into it when some of the Marvel movies came out, but like, I really didn't have anybody to talk to about it, which was, it's tough. You read some of it and you're trying to talk to somebody about it, but no one's reading it. And then, like, Invincible, the show came out, right? And I watched the first 3 episodes when they dropped, and I was like, holy shit, this is the fucking coolest, like, show ever. And then I found out it was based on a comic. I started doing like some Google searches, and I actually found the Invincible podcast, and they were talking through it, and I was like, fuck, I need to get, like, I bought all the compendiums like right after that, and I binged the entire series as the series was going on. And what's crazy, which got me into Radiant Black, is they had Kyle on in that Kyle interview. And if anyone has not like heard that interview about the Invincible cast with Kyle,
It's so good.
It's definitely,
Yeah,
it's so good.
fantastic.
Yeah, you can go back and listen to it, because like he talks about like this idea of Radiant Black, and I was like, that sounds fucking awesome, because I was a fan of Power Rangers. Like, I watched the show when I was growing up. So like after school, we'd come home, we watch Power Rangers, and then you go outside and like kick around a soccer ball or play or do whatever. You know what I mean? Like, that's
Yeah.
kind of the thing. So like to have that, and then like just to become like, I think when we were talking too, like in the beginning of it, like I threw out the idea. I was like, oh, why don't we do a Discord? And then like Bash, I think me and you were talking, and then we kind of just literally spun it up off the side, and here we are, like 250 plus users later, and like with all the content creators. It's just been an awesome experience, and like I'm super happy and thankful for like the community, because like you guys give me an outlet to talk comics, and I learned so much from you guys too. Like, I literally didn't start collecting physicals until Radiant Black, and you guys have seen my wall. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
The radiant
it's
wall, the holy wall. That wall is literally an artifact. Like a few things there that I feel like we have to address. First of all, yeah, like the Discord's fantastic. You guys have done so much amazing work in putting it together and keeping it going. And yeah, I don't think some of the people who we put together Discord get enough credit. I mean,
we were only fans before this, and now we're so much more. No, but yeah, and Marty, you were saying that you started doing a Discord moderation with the Star Wars mobile game too, right?
Yeah. So that's actually, so before what was it, that Star Wars mobile game. Like, I ended up like, it was pretty hardcore. I was involved in like a guild, and we were like doing raids and shit. Like, I was like spending money on characters, more money than I want to admit.
It
And, like,
happens. It happens.
it was so much fun.
Yeah,
then
and
I just like,
but like putting the Discord together, has been such an experience, you know, like it wasn't just at the beginning, we didn't really expect anyone to join, but
Join.
you know, later on we got a lot of people coming in, and it's been overwhelming, to be
And then
honest.
creators, I mean, it's unreal. Like if you told me that would happen, I wouldn't believe you. But it's like a Field of Dreams situation. If you build it, they will come, and they have. And it's been a really cool crossroads. And anybody that hates when we mention the Discord, let's do the drinking game again, and take a shot, and you're probably gonna be passed out. But no, yeah, the Discord is great. Every day you see different discussions about this kind of stuff, and it's only getting better. We've really had cool ideas, like calling it existence. I think is like really cool because it almost is like this like different realm that we can kind of tap into during the day.
It was crazy how fast Kyle joined too. It like blew my mind. I think it was literally within a couple of days or less. Like, Kyle pops in, and like, I think everyone just lost their minds. There's like, holy shit, he's in here. Like, I think we tagged the original post when he came in. It was I as soon as that happened, like, I knew we had something special. Like, us helping to build out the community and just being a part of it all is pretty awesome.
Creators are pretty active too. They answer a lot of questions. They show up.
Spasudo especially.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, it's been fantastic. I mean, what's more surprising is, I mean, at first, yeah, the creators coming in was amazing, but after a while, it was the amount of people that started to roll in who not only loved like just Radiant Black, but just loved comic books in general. So I see a lot of discussions around Radiant Black for sure, but there's also a lot of passionate people for just Image Comics or just comics in general, or even now Rogue Sun. So it's just really cool to see, all of that.
Yeah, it's been great, and then like being able to share that. So for those of you that don't know, I've got two kids. I've got a 1.5-year-old, and I've got a 7-year-old, and I've been like trying to instill comics in her, and we've been like picking things out and reading stuff. And Bash has been really awesome with like suggesting kids comics. So like he suggested quite a few to me that I've read, and I think the next one we're gonna pick up is the Strange Academies one that you were talking through. Yeah, that one looks sick.
Strange Academy is awesome.
Yeah, it looks like there might be a show or something coming out from Marvel based off of some initial like conversations that have been going on after Doctor Strange, which would be wicked cool. But yeah, just starting her in comics early, and she freaking she just tears through them, which is great. It's a lot of fun reading them together.
That's the best part.
Yeah. So I mean, back to Invincible. Let me ask you guys this. So full spoilers on Invincible, just because hopefully people have read it already. But like,
are we talking about like comic or show or both?
Comic.
Okay, comic spoilers. Okay.
Start with comic. So so what was your hardest hitting moment or favorite part of Invincible in the whole series? Like what was the first gut punch that you really got when you read through it? Because I have one, but I wanted to see what your guys' is.
Okay. I mean, for me, I remember them all specifically because I really enjoyed it. But I'm not gonna go with the obvious answer and say like the whole like Omni-Man thing, because like that is the obvious answer. I don't think anybody can honestly say like for the first time reading the series that like they weren't like affected somehow like by that whole arc. But like if we're gonna move beyond that, because that is like the first like 12 issues, I'll say the very first time I really like understood like how fucked up it is, and how whoa is like when Angstrom kidnapped, I can't remember, I think he kidnapped Eve, and then he just straight up like tore her leg off, or is it his mom?
Yeah.
It's one of them, yeah, and then he just straight up tore the leg off, and like you could tell like it wasn't just that scene specifically for me, like that, like the fact that he tore, for me it was not just the fact that he tore her leg off, which is crazy, but like it's the fact that like from that moment onwards, you knew that this was a person who not is like only committed to like Mark's destruction, but he's committed to like just like destroying him in every single sense, and that means like everybody attached to him, and in the most like gruesome and like he has an advantage almost, and it's just really scaring. It's scary like being the reader and knowing that like moving forward you're gonna have to live with that reality. So like knowing that it's gonna happen to Mark is really scary. Like, and he kind of like does live with that PTSD for a long time with like knowing what happens after that fight. And then the second time I would say overall is just the final issue. I think the final issue is just like one of the best like final
Endings
issues. Yeah,
ever.
it's
Ever.
just very well written. It's very well drawn. It's very like it's appropriately length. Like it's the perfect size, and the pacing is amazing. So it's like perfect pacing basically. So yeah, I think the final issue really like it's one of those things where when you read the series like the first time through, you're like, okay, you're going to be reading it again at some point because it was so good, and there's just things that you want to relive or just like you want to enjoy it again, but through a different perspective, knowing what happens and picking up on the things that you missed out the first time, and blah blah.
I think the final issue definitely wrapped things up. Honestly, I'm a person who doesn't.
You're kind of cutting off.
Yeah, your audio's a little quiet too. There's anything you can do about it.
Let's go then.
Yeah, I can't hear me either.
Ali, you're kind of cutting off. It's weird.
But yeah, well, you're working on that. For me, I mean, there's obviously the Omni-Man twist, but I think maybe issue 25 was a big one for me when we find out about Oliver's existence on the planet with those aliens. Like, just not only just seeing his dad again, it's like, oh, and here's your brother now. And you're like, what? Mark's got an alien brother? Like, Mark already is like a Viltrumite, but he looks humanoid enough. But it stands out more when you see Oliver. And that's just like, wow, this is the kind of story we're going, where we're not done with Omni-Man, and now he's doing more stuff that has like long-term consequences for our story. So it just stood out a lot to me. And it's like, this is the kind of book that we're in, where the status quo isn't really what we're sticking with. Also, Dinosaurus blowing up Vegas, I thought was a big deal too, because like, whoa, yeah, that city's just leveled, like, know. And I thought that was a very interesting way to go about it, because superheroes have been around for decades upon decades, and seeing like, okay, this is a guy who actually wants to fix things, but he's radical about it. And Mark is like listening to him, like, okay, maybe we can do this. Maybe he's right in some way. So I thought it was very interesting, like the questions it asked, while having like amazing art and characters and story as well.
All right, let's let me try this again real quick. Yeah. For me, the first part that really made me realize that the story is different was the Angstrom part, but Bash talked about it already, so I'm not going to go too much into it. But one of the most emotional parts for me was when Rex and Monster Girl spent like I forgot how long it was, but it was like hundreds of years in the flax
years.
Yeah. And then they came back, and you saw all the shit they went through, and then they come back and it's all different, and then that leads to Rex being like the big villain. That was one of the more emotional parts to me. But I did want to go back and say the final issue was great, because I don't do really well with endings, but the final issue was so well done, and it wrapped everything so nicely that I didn't feel like I needed more. I still am holding out hope for a Terra series.
Yeah.
But that final issue wrapped it up so well.
Well, we have after 100 years. I'll still have my Invincible issues to go back and reread.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a perfect ending. It is my favorite finale for a comic. Granted, I haven't read a ton of comics myself, but it is my favorite ending that I've read. And anything that tops it, I think it would have to do a miraculous job. But yeah, it does have that perfect like emotional punch to it, and everything's resolved. Also, we tease, Battle Beast's daughter and stuff like that. So there are potential stuff that we could do.
Yeah. No, it's so crazy that like as we're talking through this, like the first thing that I was thinking of too is basically what everyone else is, that whole Angstrom arc where Eve just gets her freaking leg teared off. Like it's just that hits so hard.
Yeah.
And then
it's just it's like Green Goblin times 1,000, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But also we know that Eve's body will always regenerate, and just
wait, I'm sorry,
gets caught.
I cut you off when you said the magic word conquest. Go on, sir. Go on.
Oh yeah, and then like, well, Jesus Christ, conquest. The whole freaking fight scene with conquest, like right afterwards, it's unbelievable. Like it just so like just sets up the rest of the thing for like, holy shit. Like knowing like when I was reading the whole thing, right? There's 144 issues, so you're talking like halfway in, and you're getting this type of battle and this type of freaking mayhem. It's like, Jesus Christ, what the hell are they gonna do? Like towards the end of this, if this isn't even like the best shit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I've done so far with Radiant Black. Like I've looked back and I'm like, have you guys done that? I'm sure you've done that. Like you look back and you're like, oh my god, like what have they done so far? And this isn't even like the best shit. And then you see like the teasers for the next arc, and it's like okay, like I'll give you an example, right? Like everyone here has read Supermassive, right? And Rogue Sun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you watch Supermassive. You're reading Supermassive, and you get to that page where it shows you like the future of Nathan, and it's like, oh, sorry, the future of Marshall, and
The
it's
world
like,
burning.
yeah, and then you see like the whole army, like the space crew with the freaking the teal radiant, whatever the fuck people are calling him, Radiant Spectre or whatever. That was insane. Like to me, that's just like that completely just upped the stakes and the scale, right? Like that's like they look like they're coming to conquer Earth or whatever. Like that's what the Radiant was talking about. And it's like we're slowly starting to see all those little hints of like your connection is final, permanent for the rest of whatever. And it's like I think that's we're starting to see that come to play with Nathan and how he still is connected. In the preview for
Yeah.
number 13, yeah, we're seeing that he's still like somehow talking to Mac or Radiant, or whatever they're calling it, even though he has nothing, like he doesn't have the Radiant, the actual the power anymore. So it's interesting to see all those weird dialogues that we've seen in the past with the Mac and all those Radiant things slowly start to come to like fruition. Now we saw like he was like there's a war coming, and now we're like literally seeing visions of the war, right? So yeah.
And Evil Nathan's
I
coming
mean-
to fruition too, right? Like we saw Evil Nathan in the dream. That could be
True.
where we're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that cover
yeah, and-
too, that from the access
flash drive,
USB. Yeah, we still haven't gotten any more info about that.
It's true.
I'm hoping we get more, but like back to Invincible real quick, like what literally took my breath away in like that the whole series, like literally like I had to put it down and like holy fuck read it because or like just take a pause was when Conquest just put his entire hand through Eve and then she just fucking dropped like and this is kind of why like I prefer reading digitally just because that's what I kind of started to get back into. The panel by panel reviews are like when
Escalation.
they come up
Yeah.
escalation.
Page
I don't know. I
turns.
just feel they hit every panel is a page turner when you do it
Yeah.
that way. And it just hit me so hard. I was like, holy fuck! Like, and there's so much more to go, but like that's where yeah.
And I
so
just
good.
I had a feeling that she was gonna come back because she's so keen. Like when you're reading it, even if you don't know what happened, like she's just so fucking powerful. Like that, I was like,
Yeah.
no,
Oh my God.
there's some way she'll pull it off. Like she's so overpowered. And then it happens again, right towards the end of the series when she like dies of old age and then just comes back
Yeah.
younger.
Yeah.
At least 2 times, and then she gets her leg back before then, right? Like
Yeah,
What is
she
that?
regenerated her leg. Yeah.
Even Adam Warlock needs to cocoon for a few years at least. Like you know what I'm saying? But anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's super S tier, overpowered big time.
Yeah, I think she's like somehow she could beat up Invincible. Like if they really had to, like I don't
she
know.
could like on a molecular level, she would just like make him explode. Like she just
Yeah,
make his cells
exactly.
blow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Also, I got to talk about that final fight in the sun. That's like burned into my mind. It may as well have been a real sun that Otley
God.
drew there because it's like the most epic final fight ever. Where it's like they're not.
Yeah.
I mean, they're fighting in the sun, burning alive, and they're still having their fight of their ideals. And then like, how do you escalate the conquest stuff? Well, maybe you have like Thrag throw his children at you.
Yeah, or the
That's
battle
what
beast
people are
of
not
Rock
ready
Cat,
for.
too.
That's
Don't
what
forget
people
about
are
that
not ready
one.
for. People
That was
think,
like a
dude,
multi-issue fight too.
If you see
Yeah.
like
Oh
people
my
who
God, it
watch
was
the
so good.
show, people who watch the show, they're like, oh, I wonder how they're gonna talk.
They have
like,
no
Don,
idea.
man, they have no
Oh
idea.
my God.
They have
Man's
no idea, man.
man's gonna commit his own kids to like suicide, basically.
Wait, one more thing. Another thing that blew my mind was the I think it was called the I remember what it was called, but when they had the bomb that exploded and it was supposed to spread like his genes everywhere to make more children for him.
Oh yeah. That's towards the end. Yeah.
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 Yeah, that was
Yeah.
interesting. I loved when they had them like, and look, we haven't mentioned Anissa now, and the weird Anissa
there we
fandom
go.
creeps me the fuck out. It really does. With people that are like, oh, can you draw Anissa for me? It's like, and that's gonna be unleashed to a major audience when that's on the TV screen. Like, oh my god, like, I don't even want. I don't know. Jesus.
Dude, I can't
think
wait
that
till
book
we
is gonna be worth a lot of money. I think because of the controversy. Like,
Yeah.
I think because already the rape
yeah.
issue sells
The
for
rape-
so
the rape
much
issue.
money. Yeah,
Yeah.
like because of the controversy, which to me is crazy. Like that's so fucked up. But if like and this is already like I think it's going for like 100, 150 right now. So I think once like that happens, people are that book is gonna be very hard to get.
I got a question.
Do you think?
No,
go
you
ahead.
go, Marty. Yeah, you can go.
You go.
I was gonna say, what's your guys' favorite character arc in the series?
Tara, for me, it's Tara.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
Just For me, I'm gonna go with Robot because I love how he starts out like in the fucking chamber there as like his like human form as he's born, and then he ends up the brain in the jar after doing everything. I just love the bookends of that story and just how Robot goes about his freedom, his like rise to power, being like basically like what king of Earth or like president or whatever the hell his title is, and then he just
Yeah.
ends up in the jar as a brain. Like, I love that so much.
I think for me, it'll have to be Rex.
Yeah, that's
Started
good.
off as an asshole, wasn't really that likable, but he really redeemed himself at the end. And it kind of sucks because then when Robot, became the new Rex, he didn't really live up to his legacy as much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But kind of bastardized it, right? You kind of
Yeah,
became
definitely.
evil. So
Yeah. It's like,
it
will
was,
people remember the real Rex now?
it's
Yeah, that
like
was a good
camouflage,
point.
right? Where it's like no one's gonna suspect me. Like, oh, Rex, remember Rex? He's Rex
Yeah.
now. Like you look and you see Rex, and then it's like no, actually, it's just a cold machinery underneath, basically.
There's so many like mindfuck moments or jaw drop moments in the whole series. I lose track of them all.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really hard to pick one, but
Yeah.
I love Dinosaurus's arc, which is
Mm.
pretty sick
Yeah.
too. Like
Yeah.
like he's just so smart. And I mean, like me and my daughter are reading Super Dinosaur right now because of the first volume of the Invincible cast, what they did. I was like, all right, we'll
Mm.
get it. Now we're reading through volume 2, but like thinking about how that like kind of it's slightly different than on Invincible, but it's still
I hope
I
so.
hope so.
Dude, Kirkman
oh,
loves
yeah.
dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs and robots.
He's
Oh.
Transformers. Yeah, he likes Transformers and robots. Yeah, and dinosaurs. Like he's obsessed with those things.
He's a man of culture. We've seen what
Yeah.
happens in issue 12 of crossover. I'm not gonna say anything more.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and fucking
Oh,
Walking
so
Walking
good.
Dead's still going on for Walking Dead fans. So
We got spin-offs now. We got
It's,
Walking
yeah.
Dead. The Milkening continues. Negan and Megan take New York, take Manhattan. Like,
I mean, the milking also continues in the comic because the deluxe is literally the same comic, just reprinted in color.
but it looks nice. I don't
It
care.
looks
Yeah,
nice. It's actually nice. Like if you really like The Walking Dead, it's actually a nice reread.
yeah, that's fine.
Of-
That I don't mind. But the Milkening in the TV show is ridiculous. Where the show has Rick said they're the Walking Dead, but AMC doesn't realize they're the Walking Dead right now with this. Like the show's okay, but when you lose all those characters, you have two other spin-offs, and now you're doing an origin series, and then you're doing oh my god, like I'm not even gonna. I'm not. I did already. I can't even not even, but it's something. I'll tell you that much. Let's do Game of Thrones. Let's do 12 spin-offs. Anyways, keep going.
Oh God.
Fucking hell, Jesus Christ, no. Yeah, go
I'll
ahead.
say, like, I haven't finished reading Walking Dead. I've only read the first compendium. I literally have the second compendium ready to go. So I have no idea what happens, but I'm definitely excited.
It's great. No, the comic's
through it.
fantastic. Yeah,
It's different enough. It's like an alternate universe almost. It's from the TV show.
I actually literally just before recording this, picked up Walking Dead number 75, which is the first appearance of Rick Grimes 2000. Which, if you've read Skybound X, that's the dude with the lightsaber. Yeah.
The Wally West Rick Grimes there with his get up. Yeah. That was cool because it's inspired by like how The Walking Dead he pitched it as being involved with aliens, and then Image like, so when are these aliens coming? He's like, I kind of lied. It's like, all right, well, whatever. So that's a lesson to you guys, like always lie to your editors about your story to make it sound more interesting, and then when you publish enough and it's good enough, you can just tell your own story. That's the Kirkman way.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, so we talked about The Walking Dead, which we didn't think we were gonna, but yeah, Invincible is obviously a great series. Marty, what do you think about the TV show?
Of Invincible, I started with the TV show, so I didn't really have any inkling of like what happened to the comics. But after the first 3, like I read through it, and I kind of like how they jumped around a bit and kind of redeveloped the timeline, because I mean, basically the first season goes through like up through 25 or so, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do for like seasons 2 and 3, because goddamn, they already teased Angstrom Levy like at the end of it, so I freaking hope like we get Invincible War, like Conquest has got to be coming maybe towards the end of 3, like there's just so like I bet you they pull from the first 60 issues for like the first 3, and that has got so much shit to pull from. Like it's going to be interesting how they interweave things together. So I kind of liked it. Was refreshing after looking back at it, and I almost kind of want to rewatch. I haven't done a rewatch of the series, but rewatch it now again just to like see kind of how I thought with where they were pulling stuff from. But I thought it was really cool what they did.
No,
Yeah.
it's definitely worth it too. Even though they changed the order of how things happened, they did it in a way that made sense for the show.
Titan's way more fleshed out and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Cool
yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
Like that episode 5 was a powerhouse. Like they got to do the Martians well. I think they're fleshing it out well. Like Kirkman's had 10, 15 years to sit on this kind of stuff, right? And think about how am I gonna, how could I improve it? And they are. Like the finale, like the Omni-Man reveal, but then seeing the building fall on everybody, and then of course the subway scene, like holy shit.
Jesus Christ, the subway scene. Oh my God, holy fuck.
Yeah. So I think it's just gonna be gory. Like they might top. I'm not gonna set my expectations super high, but they could top the Conquest fight from the comics, and I don't know how they're going to, but I'm here for it.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Like I can't wait to see that whole thing play out. I can't wait to see just Conquest destroy Eve, because that's got to happen, and we'll actually see her true powers and true potential, and then like when do they get into space? Because space, like they have to go into space and get the hell's the Bug and with Nolan and
You need Space Racer, maybe not.
Well, not even Space Racer, but I bet you we have to get Nolan coming back at some point, maybe to 3. Like
Oliver,
They'll do the
season 2.
Oliver,
Oliver, man, that's the
Oliver's
one
got
I'm
it.
really excited about for season
Yeah.
2.
I think he's gonna be a big fan favorite.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I think
He's
he's
got
gonna be big fan favorite. Yeah.
We'll get the Prison
Especially
Break.
like all those boys fans, right? People who love the boys, they're gonna
Yeah.
he's gonna be like an Omni-Man Junior. People are gonna love that.
Yeah.
True.
A Homelander Junior, Omni-Man
He'll
Junior.
be the OJ there.
Don't
And
forget
the
about
juice of the
Alan
loose.
too. Don't forget about
Oh,
Alan.
how could you?
Alan is one of my favorite.
Alan, we already talked about it. He's probably gonna be like the 3 of us brought this up before. He's gonna be like the one that, because they barely showed him in season 1. They teased,
Yeah.
they teased him kind of. Like they showed him a little bit here and there, but season 2 and then later when he becomes really a main character,
Yeah.
he's gonna be really loved. Yeah.
And then when he
the
gets
head of
his
the
like
cult, yeah.
Saiyan buff up, yeah. I think halfway through the season we're gonna see the Prison Break with the Battle Beast on the ships. We get a nice little taste of Battle Beast that season. Then we get to see Alan.
That would be amazing. That would be.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that'll be really fun.
Oliver probably the last episode. Oliver probably like tease, right? Like
and then going to season 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they have season 2 and 3 that they're doing at like not together,
Right
but they
now.
can plan them both out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think
they're doing them right now.
yeah, there'll be a long wait for 2, but then 3 will probably be able to come out a lot quicker once they have the assets all set up and the production good to go.
Yeah, that whole Prison Break scene though, that's going to be interesting because that's way far down the line. I feel like isn't that like beyond 60? I forgot.
How many issues? Yeah,
you're right. He gets arrested after the planet.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
So
Yeah.
they would have to get Oliver, and that whole thing would have to be developed and fleshed out, and then he would have to basically get kicked out again. And I think almost isn't that part with the coalition of the planets too? So Alan would already have to be buffed. I'm trying to remember. Maybe
halfway through 3
my
probably
timeline's
see the
messed up.
break. No, we probably all binge read it, right? Like early last year, right? So it's all kind of condensed and it's hard to like pick it apart. And I'm definitely gonna do another reread. But yeah, you're right. So I can see the Prison Break halfway through season 3. Coalition of Planets.
Maybe 4.
Who's the leader of the coalition? Like what's his name again?
Thetis.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I want
Thetis until he dies, and then it's Alan, right? Yeah.
Get Rick to play him. Get what's his face? Get Andy Lincoln to play him. That's my take. With the British accent.
British? Yeah. Oh my god. I'm all for that. I'm all for that. Oh my god. At least they have. Yeah, go ahead.
I actually mentioned Doug Cheston the other day out of nowhere. I was at the gym and my buddy's like, dude, Cheston. I was like, Doug Cheston. And I was like the dumbest thing ever. So Doug Cheston stuck with me. Even though like the minor characters don't exist, like they have that relationship with the stepdad with his stepson. Like that's like such a minor thing that opens up the episode, and then it's in the opening of the second episode. And then you see him robbing the bank. So there's stories in the background that are so connected. Even like with the Martian Manhunter character or whatever. I think it's just Martian Man. Like you see the little girl in the orphanage later on that was with him at the beginning, and she's at the not the orphanage, the soup kitchen or whatever that Amber's working at. And it's just like it's such a small thing, but if it rewards you for paying attention, it flushes out the world, and it's like so heartbreaking with characters that didn't exist before this. Like it's so good. It's so good.
And they do a really good job of that during the whole thing, during the whole run. Like all the supporting characters really get their due, and one that I really hope to see is Best Tiger. Best Tiger is one of my favorites. I love Best Tiger.
Best Tiger underrated.
Yeah,
I honestly think that Kirkman I think at some point he'll probably have to write more Invincible. But like you guys said, I don't know if it'll be Mark. I think it might be like Marky or Tara or maybe
Supernatural
someone
Terror.
else.
Mark
But I
will be
just
like the
think
Red Hood. He'll be like he'll have the dark past, like
did you
because
see? I mean, Ryan just drew old Mark. Like
Yeah,
with the
Yes,
yeah.
he
Omni-Man
did.
stash.
Yes, he
yeah,
did.
yeah. So I
Dude,
thought it looked really good.
as soon as I saw that, I tweeted. I was like, "So does that mean we're getting something for Image? Because we got Image anniversary coming up, and we know that Radiant Black's on the cover, and they're going to be doing Shift, I think, in that
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
And
Hopefully.
man,
It
if
would
we
be
get
nice to
some
hear who
sort of,
teased something.
yeah,
Yeah. I think because like right now, I don't know, like I could be pulling out my ass. Like I haven't spoken to Kirkman
Ash, are
ever,
you
but
recording right now?
yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Okay.
48 minutes in.
I'm just
We
making
could-
sure. Okay, no, he is. Okay, the new beta.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell. Okay, go.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
So I think because Firepower is on FOC this week, so like
Next
just
month?
today, the new FOC just came out. So I think he's really focused on Firepower, and he's doing a fantastic job on Firepower. And for all you Firepower fans out there, Firepower just started getting the variant treatment for. If you remember, they did those Dead Deluxe the Finch face variants.
Yeah.
They're doing the same thing for Firepower, but they also have an amazing, I think it's G connecting covers, and they're gorgeous. I posted a link to them before. There's these like 6 connecting covers by this amazing artist who are going to be over this next, I think, 5 issues or so. So a lot of variants for Firepower. I think most of them are open order. So it's nice to see that that's getting a little bit more
Is there a
love.
gimmick for the faces? Like, are they half zombified? Are they like half burnt in this or something instead? Or
Yeah,
just...
yeah. So I've only seen Owens, but it was half fire.
Okay, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. So yeah, and it's the same artist exactly. Like is David Finch doing the face. So I'm impressed that he managed to get them. But also, if you know Jeff Smith of Bone, like everyone knows Bone, right? Even if you don't really read Bone, people know Bone. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's a variant being done by Jeff Smith for Firepower. They haven't shown the cover yet, but Jeff Smith's awesome, so hopefully that'll be a cool cover too. So yeah, a lot of variants for Firepower. Firepower has been fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to them returning from hiatus because we all love Firepower.
So you ready for this? My daughter loves Bone. She's reading through like all of it.
Nice.
Like
It's so
yeah,
good.
it is good. It's wicked good.
It's like Calvin and Hobbes. It's a classic.
It
you know?
is. It is. It's an easy read too.
Yeah, and the art's just so inviting. Like it's like Usagi when you first read Usagi. Like the art's so good, it's hard to like not want to read it. Yeah.
Usagi is such a good time. We read through that too. Where there's just so much to read and not enough time. Like I'm trying to catch up with all this crap, like Moon Knight, and trying to catch up on The Walking Dead to talk about it with people, just because I feel like I'm so far behind. There's my stack keeps growing and growing.
Yeah.
Like I haven't even read Firepower yet, but it's on my list.
It's an embarrassment of riches. Like our parents grew up with like 1 or 2 or 3 channels. We've got 400 channels plus like streaming services aplenty. That's just one medium, let alone the movies coming out, the freaking comic books. Like you need the time turner or some shit from Harry Potter to really like appreciate all life has to offer. But it's crazy. That's why it's nice to be able to like have people to bounce ideas off of and share like, no, you'll like this. Trust me, read this and stuff like that. So that's always nice.
Yeah, not to plug the Discord again, but I mean that's what's so great about it, because you could just, hey, what'd you guys think about this, or is this worth a read? I mean, a comic book Twitter has actually been really good, and that's where I'm picking up a lot. Like if you connect with the right people, like there's some assholes on Twitter, just like everything else, you just kind of stay away from them. But like I found like once I started getting back into comics, like comic book Twitter, if you friend the right people and have the right circles, like it's just so inviting to have those nice conversations. Oh, it's like, hey, look at this art. Hey, check this issue out. Like, hey, I think you'll like this type of thing. And it just makes it like the best part of the community, like between the Discord and comic book Twitter. It's just like so much fun.
For sure. Yeah. So this is the Radiant Black podcast, so maybe we should talk about our Radiant Palace here. Marty, when did you hop on the Radiant Black train? What was your first issue, or when did you pick up issue 1?
Oh, right. I pulled it right away before, like,
because you're still like Invincible, right?
I heard from Invincible podcast, and then like I saw you guys were doing your thing. We got on, right after issue 1, basically. Like I've been pulling it from the get go, and like I didn't start really collect. I was like, oh, this is great. I think I read through maybe 5 or 6, and like I get them all on Comixology.
No, dude, you had your ascension. That's what happened. Can I take it? Because I really want to explain this. It's epic. Because he You won't explain it as well as I will. I know that
Okay,
sounds
you
crazy,
do.
but I was witness to his ascension. He would literally come to me and he's like, "Should I
I
do
was
this?" And I'm
witness to his ascension, like
I-
he's
I
becoming
was,
like
yeah.
Darth
Yeah.
Plagueis or something.
I watched Marty go from. I watched Marty get his cape mode. Basically, that's what happened. I watched this cape grow.
Yeah.
No, seriously,
Well,
like
so hold on.
this
Before-
guy
hold
went
back.
from like reading it digitally
Before-
to like he owns it all. Everything you could want from Radiant Black, he owns it. He has like a Radiant vault. It's like a literal vault.
Yeah.
You got
Well, so let me say this, Bash, before you go crazy with the story. Like I'm glad that we had the server because I didn't want to make the wrong moves or spend too much money. So like I appreciate like in this again to the community like
Yeah,
talking
who
to
would do
people,
something
hey,
like that? Who would just
what is this? Yeah, what does this mean? Like you were answering all of my questions. Like what does it mean to be graded? Like I didn't even know what a 9.8 was when I first started or what the hell a variant was until like I started like
It
really
is
looking at
overwhelming,
some of this stuff. It's
especially
crazy.
if you read before. Like, if you're someone who read comics like in the 90s or like in the early 2000s, when I don't know, like even in the 90s, like they were like there's a lot crazier, but there weren't as many variants, I would say, as now. Or like Death of Superman is like a good example. There were a ton, but like on average, most comics were just like cover A. You know, like now it's like there's cover A, there's cover B. Oh, you're reading Spider-Man. There's a cover A, B, C, D, E, F, G,
Forget
H,
about the
I, J.
ratios too.
Yeah, no, it's
here's
crazy,
a
man.
such and such
Oh
exclusive
my
at this
God.
store from this hour to this hour. If you don't get it, GG.
That's why I like Michael and Kyle and their consistency and the amount of covers. It's like it's always the same. We get a cover A, a cover B, and one ratio. And I'm like, if it's a special issue like Supermassive, maybe we get two ratios. That's totally fair. But like every single issue, we know we're getting cover A, cover B, and a cover C. That's a ratio, and that makes it a lot easier when you're collecting to plan for it in advance. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Marty, I totally get it though. Like it's overwhelming when you first start. And so, how does it feel now that you've amassed your your radiant collection?
Well, I definitely feel a lot more comfortable with figuring out what I'm getting and where I'm getting it and stuff like that. I mean, like, I remember when we were first talking, right? I think what the hell was the first comic I bought? I'm trying to remember. Oh, it was
The
the
helmet?
stuff on. No, it was before. I didn't buy the helmet till later from the site, the lemon sour lemon or whatever. But
Mm.
Comic Kingdom was my first like order where I got like the variant that's got I'm looking at it on my wall, of course, as I'm
Oh,
talking
I
to you
remember.
guys.
Yeah.
With the ascension of like the Radiant
Yeah.
Black. It was like
Sheldon
a
Bucher
special.
cover.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I got that one and a couple others and got those shipped. And then I was like, oh man, I want the foils and I want the 1 in 25s and like I got that 1 in 25 graded. I have a 1 in 25 that's not even on my wall. Like I still have to put up my 1 in 50 of what I got yesterday. I got to try to figure out where I'm organizing all this shit now. But and then you know what it did? Oh, you know what it was? It started with the Blacklight box. That's what it was. The Blacklight comic.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fucking Christ. Yeah, because Kyle's like, oh, we're doing a Blacklight. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to pre-order it. And I pre-ordered it. And then I was like, I can't wait for it to come in. I'm going to get, I like ran to my local comic shop and I was like, do you have this? Yep, we have one. Save it. And I drove down there to get it. And I'm like, I built the box off of Amazon. And then after I put the box up, behind my desk, I was like, man, this fucking rules. I need to put more comics up. And then all of a sudden it went from Blacklight comic to Blacklight poster and freaking 20 plus comics.
All of a sudden, we're in the
later.
90s again. No.
Yeah. And then like, of course, like they had the connecting covers, the first 6 with the signature, like
Yeah.
one of those. I was like, all right, well, this is almost sold out. I'm gonna get that too. And here we are. Like it, it's like rags to riches in comics.
Yeah.
but just Radiant Black and now some of Rogue Sun.
Rogue
The
Sun, yeah.
150.
And it's gonna
Yeah.
bleed into Radiant Red, and it's gonna bleed into
Inferno Red.
Inferno Red, yeah. It's gonna
Yeah.
become a sickness. No, it's fun. And the thing is, like, man, like, I'm so excited because last week we had Rogue Sun, and that was amazing. This week we're getting Radiant Red, like, and
Yep.
Every week we're going to get a new Radiant World issue, basically.
Yeah, well, I just got an announcement for the Dead Lucky as well. So let's give that a quick advertisement. Why don't we? So the Dead Lucky by Image Comics is a new series with some of the creators that we've already had in some of the issues. So it's going to be written by Power Rangers producer and actor Melissa Flores with artist French Carlo Magno and Mattia Iatrono as colorist.
Wait, she was an actor in Power Rangers?
She was an
Yeah.
actor, a producer. She was apparently like head of development for some time. She's like a really big deal. Apparently,
God damn.
Melissa's impressive. Honestly, I'm really excited to see what
Do you
she
think
does with this.
Do you think Power Rangers legal team is just watching Radiant Black, waiting for one slip up from like all these people making this stuff? They're just waiting for their moment, like right in the pounds. Like, anyway.
Maybe honestly, you probably onto something there. I wouldn't doubt it. But I mean, yeah, like at least the Radiants are like unique enough. Honestly, I
It's
would
different
say.
enough for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. But how did you guys feel seeing the Dead Lucky at the end of Supermassive? Were you excited? I mean, after, like for me personally, after reading such a good issue, to see that on top of it was just like the icing on top of the cake, or the cherry on top.
It was a pleasant surprise. I had no expectations for an
The
after
design
credits
is
scene.
amazing, eh?
Yeah,
It's gonna be like Spawn, like sci-fi Spawn, where she's like dead but lucky enough to come back, and then she's just going out and doing something. I don't know. That'd be
That's a
cool.
good
I'm down for that.
question. That's a good
Space
question.
Spawn, baby.
Honestly, I have no idea what this is about because what I've heard from Michael so far, and as he said to the Discord, is that it's not so much a spin-off because it's its own thing, kind of how like Rogue Sun is its own thing. So it is going to be it seems like based on just that kind of like the kind of wording that it might be an ongoing. And if it is ongoing, it just seems like it's going to be Melissa's baby, but it's also going to be a part of the Radiant Black universe, which means they could team up or fight or
I just
whatever.
realized another parallel between this Radiant Black in Invincible. We have Mark reading Science Dog, which is like one of Kirkman's prior creations, and then they're reading Cowl in Radiant Black, which is Higgins' creations. Yeah, I
And
just realized that.
yeah, and the cover for 15, it seems like they're like on some set, right? Like there's some set for the Cal movie or something. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that plays.
I bet they'll be like in LA, maybe doing a tour, or maybe like there'll be like a crime that happens around there, and then Mark's like, "Wait, isn't that where they're filming the Cal TV show or the new Cal movie?" And then he'll be like, "I'm going on this one," and you'll just see like the penalty's gone or whatever, comic like still in the air, falling to the ground. Not that I'm writing Radiant Black, but yeah, that'd be sweet.
And we'll get Eduardo back for some art.
Hell yeah.
I wonder if it's gonna be maybe a side villain because, like at the end of Supermassive, she was like, because I think it's a girl, Dead Lucky's a girl, was like something along the lines of like, oh, like we missed out on, I can't remember what the exact wording was. We missed out on like that bad guy coming in. We need to keep our eyes open type of thing. So it may be like a side character that has its own agenda that may end up turning good maybe towards the end. Kind of like an Omni-Man, back to, not to go back to Invincible, but like Omni-Man's kind of like a dick and like thinks about one way and is perceived as a villain and then tries to turn himself around. And this maybe is another character that maybe Dead Lucky is, wants to take over the world or something and do some things and piss off like the Radiants, and then all of a sudden like they have to combine together to fight this overall global war because it looks like it's cosmic because she lands a freaking ship.
Yeah.
Right. So her ship lands. So
Man, she kills that little fucking animal. Pissed me off.
It looks like a whisper or something. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it looks like a Pokemon.
Yeah.
The freaking bone. That Pokemon with the shell on its head. I forgot.
Cubone.
Yeah, Cubone.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Doesn't have time to miss its mother. It's already dead now. But that's a deep cut Cubone reference for you people there, and it's really
a Darkrai. It's a Darkrai Cubone hybrid.
Yeah, I got Hollow Knight vibes from it, but not like just like the kind of enemies you've seen it.
Hollow Knight. Yeah, definitely.
But no, it's cool. Like it's really cool to see this universe expand. If it expands like a black hole, I'm down to read every story that's like kind of even just like tangentially connected to it because it's really cool. We're tapping into some really cool sci-fi.
Yeah,
and like
look at the Shadow Colossus vibes behind her. You see like those towering figures? Whoa, man. On the page where she's on Supermassive, like they show you the one page where she kills the little Hollow Knight, and then there's like these towering Shadow Colossus style figures behind her. This looks cool.
Damn. Before I forget, one other thing I want to mention about mentioning the set of Cal, like it'd be cool if like I don't know, isn't Doppler named after a Cal villain, so like
yes,
maybe there'll be more connection there because like I know Marshall mentioned that. It's like, oh, isn't that from Cal? Like maybe there'll maybe be some reference or some connection there. I don't know.
I recommend Cal. I've read 7 issues so far, and it's really good.
Isn't it only like 12 issues or 13, something like that?
It's only 12 issues. Yeah, and the 6th issue is like an in-universe issue. Like literally, it's like a comic
within the.
Hell, I've got more issues than that.
Yeah. So,
no, that's cool.
No, I highly recommend it. Yeah,
They-
it's great. Rod Rice art's fantastic. It's a really like tense story. It's honestly very gritty. Like it reminds me kind of like it has elements of like both Watchmen and The Dark Knight Returns. Like it kind of has like that kind of vibe going for it. Really interesting story. I
Okay.
highly
And it
recommend
takes
it.
place in Chicago, so you can see
Yeah,
why Marshall and Nathan would be into it because they made a comic in Halifax here. I'd be like, yeah, I'll check that shit out. So
hell
yeah, I kind of like it. What works?
yeah.
yeah.
No, I highly recommend it. Yeah, and Kyle Higgins is a good writer. Rod Rice, fantastic artist, and yeah, highly recommend it.
For
Radiant Black. In terms of the Dead Lucky, are you gonna pick that up, Marty?
Oh hell yeah, I'm gonna pull it. I'll pull it digitally first. If they come up with some good covers that I'll throw on my wall, maybe I'll do that. But like, I think it's gonna be super intertwined. And the exact quote from that comic, I just pulled it up. Ghost, let's keep an eye out for world-ending threats moving forward. We don't want to keep missing the party. So she's got like some evil vibes,
Mm,
and she's got like huge mechs behind her. You see that?
yeah,
Like
yeah. That's
Yeah.
the
like
Shadow
the two
Colossus
mechs.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I
Oh,
think
Oh man,
maybe when what's his name, the Radiant Spectre, Teal, whatever, finally shows up, maybe we'll see some of the other characters from their own stories show up. That's definitely a world-ending threat, you know.
Well,
yeah.
what I want
Now,
to know,
Hmm.
I want to know is this little Cubone character, right? Like, where did it come from? Like, how is it still there? Because I think that's on Earth, like on their Earth that they just did, and maybe it was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a remnants from the monster and the powers that was a part of it from what, like, it begs the question, what else came through the hole when Infernal Girl Red came over here? Because if that little guy must have came over from her world, because the monster came over from her world, so like what else slipped through the cracks we don't know about yet? And
That's true.
you know what I'm saying? Like
hmm
is there good things and is there bad things? And maybe some of those things have to play into like issue 15 that you were talking about with the Cowl set. And oh, by the way, like Cowl is the first volume's free on Comixology. So
Oh
if you
shit.
haven't read it, like I started reading through it. So if you're an unlimited subscriber, the first volume is free.
Is that like associated with Amazon Prime?
So it's like a subscription
They're
service. So like it's like
they're
six
owned by
bucks a
Amazon
month.
though, right?
I
They
have
are now
Prime.
owned
Yeah,
by Amazon.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You got it. Yeah, it's a subscription through Prime now. It's
yeah.
it's
Okay,
all one thing, but like
okay.
it's $6 a month. But I mean,
Mm,
Oh, that's not
if
much.
you're
That's like one comic.
yes, it's
yeah,
yeah. But if you're reading volumes, like I
You're
read
getting your
Super
money's worth.
Dinosaur 1
yeah.
right there, like reading that this month, like with my daughter, that's I already doubled my price because Super Dinosaur is like eight or $10, And then if you like whenever you like everything that I pull for Radiant Black, you get like $1 discount or something on some of the stuff. So it's you end up making your money back.
That's pretty
But I
sweet.
think it's worth it.
I want to give a shout out to the amazing artists who've actually been doing the recent backup story for Radiant Black. Obviously, we usually have something like Marshall School of Business, but in the last couple of issues, we've had a really cool backup story featuring the writing of Lan Pitts, art by
Yeah.
Joe Hunter. Yeah, these are all guys who
Yes.
follow the podcast who actually are amazing artists, and I really think we should give them more credit and check out their backup stories because they're honestly so whimsical and so much fun. And letters by Frank Vetkovich. Yeah, it's just about this Cardia person. Cardia? I'm not sure how you pronounce that,
Beast
but
Heart Strikers, I know all
yeah,
about it.
yeah.
So hold on. So Beast Heart Strikers, there's 3 issues that you can pull that are on Comixology. I bought all 3. They're like $1, and they're awesome. They get like the first 3 issues, the beginning sort of, and then Masterclass, and then Head Over Heels are the 3 issue titles, and I'm really excited for them to actually create more. But they some of the stories kind of intertwined a bit, where it's a little bit of backup, but it's definitely a really cool concept, Power Rangers esque feel to it, and the art, and the story just keeps getting better and better from each issue. And so I would say, like, if you're interested in it and you like the backup stories, I would highly recommend like picking them up. They're definitely available on Comixology. I don't know if they're available like physically, but they're digitally available. So if you like them, support those guys, because that's another comic that my daughter and I love, and really just love the art. It's just a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but there you go. Doesn't even get any better than that recommendation right there. So yeah, no, it definitely looks like it has some interesting tokusatsu influence. Yeah, and that's one thing that I think I didn't know much about before we all created the Radiant Black Discord together. is that there's a lot of tokusatsu fans who read Radiant Black, and they know a lot about tokusatsu, and they love to talk about it. My God, and they know so much. It's honestly overwhelming at first, but
We
I'm
might have to do like an
slowly.
intro to Tokusatsu. Like
Hmm.
get one of them on the podcast. It's just like, hey, tell us the
Yeah,
basics.
are
How
you
can we get started?
familiar or with tokusatsu?
I'm not.
I'm not either. Like, I mean, the only thing I really know that's tokusatsu at all is like Power Rangers, right? I've
Yeah.
heard of Kamen Rider and things like that, but I
Yep.
don't actually know much about them. So
There's this cool ska band called like Common Rider, and that's the closest I know. It's COMMON, but it's close enough.
Okay.
So that's the closest I get to it. But
I
I'm
mean,
interested.
we read. Did you? I think you told me you read some of Kyle Higgins' Power Rangers, right, Matt?
I
Yeah,
read
I
a
read.
bit of Shadow.
No,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
asking Radiant Man. Yeah, and I know Marty read it because you told me to read it. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I read a little bit of Shattered Grid. It was too much for me to like. There's so many characters I didn't know, so like I tried to do that, and I read a bit of Ultraman too. But
Ultraman's fantastic.
yeah,
Ultraman was very easy for me to follow because I felt like it just if you read the first one, I can't remember if it was Rise or whichever one came first, but I read the very first one. That was fantastic. I'm just now starting to read the second one. But yeah, Power Rangers, I read the first few issues and I actually really, I honestly surprisingly really liked it. But I was also like Marty, like one of those like freaking kids who came home from school and watched Power Rangers, to be honest. I don't even remember much, ironically, but I remember like enjoying the movie that came out not too long ago with
Yes,
yeah,
it was awesome.
yeah,
with
yeah,
Elizabeth
yeah,
what,
yeah,
Banks.
yeah, yeah. And there was like the one kid who they had like representation for kids on the spectrum because one of them was like on the spectrum. One of the kids, it was at the I forgot his name, but do you know what I'm talking about, Marty? The one of the Power
Yeah.
Rangers kids? Yeah, he was like freaking out during the movie. I thought that was really cool. I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was like it wasn't a lot of people said it was horrible. I was like, no, it really wasn't that bad. I thought it could have been better, obviously, but it was
Maybe
like
going in as a casual fan, it's better.
yeah,
Where you're like, oh
yeah,
my God, Red wouldn't
yeah.
do that or something
Yeah,
like. Yeah.
I'm casual as hell, so I'll put that out there. Like I don't know shit about Power Rangers when it comes to I all I know is I watched it as a kid. I thought it was really fun, and then I grew up and now I'm like I didn't really keep up with it, but I enjoyed the movie and I'm looking forward to reading more of Kyle Higgins' run. What
Yeah.
about you guys?
RJ, the Blue Ranger, RJ was a high functioning autism kid who was
Yeah,
targeted with bullying. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
it was a
was awesome.
2017 film. I liked it. I thought it was
Yeah,
really good, and I kind of wish they made another one. But like, I don't know, maybe it didn't make enough money. But I never finished the Shattered Grid. I have to go back to it. I got up to like the seventh volume,
everybody
and
talks about it. Everybody who
it's
like
awesome.
is a Power
It's
Rangers
awesome.
fan is like Shattered Grid
Yeah,
is the best shit ever, and like Lord
yeah,
Drax is the coolest like character, and I'm like okay.
Dude, it's fucking fantastic. And
Mm.
again, like not to plug Comixology, but like they're freaking free on Comixology. The first like 10 volumes of Kyle's run. So like if you have unlimited, you have no excuse not to read it. You
Hell
know,
yeah,
it's on my backlog, right? And this is
good
another
to
reason
know.
why I pay for Comixology because it's a great way for me to like figure out what the hell I like and don't like, being kind of new-ish to comics and really getting involved in like the community. So like plus it's way easier to take stuff. You know, you take your iPad with you. It's way easier than taking 50 books.
You don't have to worry about condition, you know? Like,
Yes, that's the
oh, did I
best
just
part.
destroy? Did I just like pop the corners? You know, like,
Do you know about Marty? Do you know about what's the controversy with Comixology over the last couple of weeks? Like, what did they change up? Like, wasn't there like a big hoopla about
Yeah.
an update or something?
Yeah, so there's like a big update that happened, and like because Amazon took it over, and then they kind of revamped some stuff. So
Uh,
like the international people, like if you're in Canada, like I guess they were complaining like that you can't purchase things right directly from the store, but that was like mostly for people who are, from what I know, right? And I don't know everything, but
yeah, yeah,
from what I know, like people who had like Androids and other type of non iOS related stuff, they weren't able to pay for stuff through the store, and the international experience was just not as good as the US is. Like I've always had to go outside of, because I'm an Apple person, outside of the Comixology app to purchase stuff. I'd have to go to the website directly.
yeah.
But I guess like that was one of the biggest things. The navigation's a little different. It takes some getting used to, but I mean overall it's not terrible. I mean having everything in one place is it's good. I mean it still reads the same way.
Yeah.
People like didn't know like that you could go panel by panel and how to get out of it. You just have to double tap. Like that's functionality that existed. People just maybe like didn't know that you could disable or enable it. So
I would totally be one of those people complaining, but it's like, oh, just double tap it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I saw like Patton Oswalt was tweeting about it too, so I was wondering if I guess it does affect international people, but if it was big enough that he was mentioning it, I thought that was interesting. But yeah, no, I just didn't know anything about it. I don't use Comixology, but that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who like, at least from back home when I was living abroad, like who didn't have access to physical comic book stores, they would read like through Comixology and all that stuff. So I imagine they're pretty upset when all that shit went down and, making it more difficult for them to have access. But one way to round out this Radiant Black discussion is let's ask, what are you most excited for, A, in terms of the Radiant Black Discord moving forward, towards the future, and then B, in terms of just Radiant Black series as a whole in year 2, what are you most excited about? And then we can end the whole discussion with a suggestion from each one of you guys, everyone here, on a comic you've been reading lately that it could be obviously something we all have read or something we haven't, doesn't matter, but something you've read that you recommend.
I guess I'll go first. For the Discord, I'm just excited for it to grow a little bit more, interact with more people, have the creators pop in, answer questions, interact with the community. That's always been great. For the Radiant Black series, I'm obviously very excited to see where it goes, but I'm really hoping to get another like Radiant Black box like we got before, because that was really fun.
Yeah.
I would love to get another one of those. And for a recommendation, I recently traveled and I didn't have great service, so I tried to take a few comic books with me. And one of the ones I took was Noctera trade paperback, so it's like the first 6 issues. And I had already read it, but I wanted to reread it because they went on hiatus for a while, and now I think there's 2 issues that came out in the past couple of months. But it's a fantastic read by Scott Snyder and Tony Daniel. Yeah. Fantastic art, fantastic story, great idea. I really recommend it. It's a great read. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's definitely worth a pickup. And the trade paperback is like $10 for $9.99.
Come signed.
Yeah.
Double signed.
And the first 6 issues, totally worth it.
Blacktop Bill's a really cool villain. Spoiler alert, but anyone that goes by Blacktop Bill, you kind of know he's a bad guy at the beginning. But yeah, it's got one of my favorite designs, and I can't wait. Netflix doesn't Netflix have a pilot of that, or they're gonna do? I
think it got optioned, yeah, but I haven't heard anything past that it got optioned. But I think it would make a great Netflix show either way.
Oh yeah, you could definitely do. There's some Walking Dead stuff. There's like apocalyptic kind of stuff you could do that would be really cool.
I want to see how it goes like 20 issues in, because I think it has been really solid. And, Scott's like writing a lot right now. I think he also just said he's going to launch We Have Demons soon with Greg Capullo, which looks really cool. I mean, that we haven't seen those two working together for a while. And the last
Batman,
thing,
right?
I think so, yeah. Since Batman, or Metal, right? Death Metal.
Death Metal, yeah.
Yeah, Death Metal. So, yeah, I mean, I was excited for that pair up. And, yeah, like you said, like, Noctera is fantastic. What about everyone else?
Year 2, I'm really looking forward to, the space stuff. It looks like we are going to we've only been in space like a few pages, and it's been really fucking awesome. Obviously, the Kathy mystery that has to unfurl, that might be a slow burn. We're waiting till year 6 to really have.
Gotta wait till issue 60 for that.
Yeah,
someone actually said, by the way, I know this is gonna make you happy. I have to cut you off, but when I put the tweet for the giveaway, when I said like message,
someone said their favorite character is
Kathy.
Someone
said Kathy. Someone's like, what are you most excited for year 2? And this person was like, dude, I'm so excited for Kathy.
Oh, she's Kath money. Like, don't even mess with Kathy. She's the best.
It's like legit.
Dude, she's gonna be a super villain, and you guys don't even know it yet.
she's Radiant Teal, guys. She's Radiant Teal.
She's Radiant Repulsa. No. Please don't copyright that. I know Michael's probably cringing right now. I'm sorry.
Now that you said it, it can't be like they have to rewrite now, like the 6 years of Radiant Black lore because of you stealing their idea now. But no, that's amazing. What would I recommend? I mean, have I recommended the Swamp Thing run yet? By Ron V, which is like friggin' amazing, and it's coming back.
Just passed FOC yesterday for issue 11, so I hope
get on that. Like the volume, the first
TPB Tifa's gonna be in it. Tiffy, what do they call her?
Tifa Lockhart. I'm down. No, I'm just kidding.
Tifa Holland, whatever his name is, Tifa Holland. The girl, his daughter is gonna be in it.
Oh, I see. I've only really read the Moore run. I didn't know he had a daughter. Is that his daughter with Abby?
Yeah, I think so. I think what's her name? I have to look this up. I haven't read.
I don't know how that works. I know he can like make.
She's the She's the character, yeah, daughter of Alec Holland and Abby Holland. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, Ron B's doing an amazing job. Mike Perkins' art is really, really good. I'm not huge on the use of like the white negative space, but it is cool. Just negative space in general.
And EM Gist variants, like Swamp Thing variants by EM Gist, like it doesn't get better than Swamp Thing variants by EM Gist. That's all. I had to put that in
Okay.
there. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, Green Hell. One issue so far, Black
Oh, yeah.
Label. It was really, really awesome. The end really hooked me, but I thought it was really cool. It's got like environmental messages, but it's like basically it takes place in a time where like I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna spoil where they're at, but like check that out. I'm eagerly anticipating issue 2. I really like it.
Eagerly?
It's horror.
Did you say
What?
eagerly?
Eagerly, not eagerly,
Oh,
but
yeah.
you got eagle on the brain.
Got my hopes up. You got my hopes up for a second.
Eagerly, yeah.
He's the
Peacemaker.
best.
Let's go.
Yeah, eagerly anticipating this, but now did I even say I think you just wanted to hear eagerly.
Nah,
I said
nah, you said eagerly.
I think I wanted to hear it so bad, but maybe you did. Maybe it's both.
I don't know. There's so much you can do with eagerly. I hope if he's in a fighting game, you get like the Desert Eagerly skin where he looks like all crumped out. But yeah, anyways, yeah, I do have to watch Peacemaker, of course. I'll watch Peacemaker. Jesus, no.
It's
Dude,
so
it's-
good.
But yeah,
Oh,
those are my
Vigilante.
recommendations.
Yeah, Vigilante.
Vigilante's the best.
Yeah.
So, all right, so I'll go next. So year 2, I definitely, I think I'll echo that. I want the space thing.
Yeah.
And
I want the
that.
space thing.
I
That's
want
gonna
the
be the
space-
quote when
yeah.
volume 3 comes out. That's gonna be the quote on the back. Marty
Give me the
Stoked.
space
I
thing.
want the space thing.
I want the space thing. No, oh man, because like I always keep going back to Invincible, right? Like as soon as they went galactic, it was just
It's
that
crazy.
much more cooler. I friggin' love it. And
Just
like
the issue when they
trying
were
to-
shitting, they had diarrhea from eating the space food. That was one of my favorite issues.
Oh,
I was
my
actually
God.
gonna say that. I was gonna jokingly mention that.
No,
Yeah.
but like and seeing like how Yellow, like we started talking theories about this in Discord, which was friggin' awesome because like thinking about time travel as it relates to like, okay, black holes, like an event horizon, and we got really physicsy with it, like talking theories, and I want to see like some of that come to light and how, you know, Yellow's powers and the ability to potentially time travel, like we're gonna get a Yellow issue in 18, like, and learn more about Yellow, like how that interplays with like what's going on maybe with you know, the space war and, you know, either going back and forward in time. Like I fucking love time travel, so I'm hoping for some of that and super excited to see some of that stuff. Like as for the Discord, like I just want it to continue to grow, but also like for any of the artists that are out there that are on this Discord server, like shout out to you guys that have already given us emojis. Like
Amazing.
Nick gave us some amazing new emojis. So anybody send us the emojis and we'll freaking upload them. But like Nick just made some Radiant language, and you know, for those of you that don't know, like I do coding and behind the scenes, like as a full-time gig. So I started looking at like coding a bot. Maybe we can get a custom bot that like spits out Radiant language or some shit. So who knows what might be on the horizon for that crap. But no promises. And then like comic recommendations. So everything that I've been reading obviously has been recommendations from everybody else just because I'm so new to this whole thing. But like Oblivion Song, I want to like keep reading,
Nice.
and that's gonna be coming to a conclusion. I've only read the first issue, but like it's fucking fantastic. So yeah, no,
Your mind's gonna be blowing around like issue 14.
I can't wait.
That comic is so good, but it goes through a lot of like, I don't know how to
Changes.
explain it.
It goes through like a lot of
yeah.
like status quo updates, and you kind of got to
Yes.
get used to a new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like every
know what
10
you
issues, the story completely changes. Like completely changes.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, so for me personally, I guess I would say for Discord, I'm just more excited to see more people talk about comics in general, whether it's Radiant Black or comics or everything. It's always a nice discussion. Everyone brings so many different perspectives and just so many interesting things that like we can all share and learn together. And I've like Marty, I've had so many people recommend me things that I've also started to read. I'm just like, whoa, this is amazing. Like Cal, in terms of Radiant Black Year 2, I'm honestly excited for all the new villains. Like they keep teasing in the
Solicits?
Solicits, yeah. They keep teasing that there's like these radiant rogues, which I think is such a good it's such a good word or such a good phrase for the villains. And we've already seen some of the designs, like XL, Sheer, and all those guys. They look fantastic. So we've already like Doppler became a fan favorite so fast. People have really grown to like Doppler. So I'm excited to see with these other characters, how they fare and how they're going to influence Nathan and Marshall's developments throughout the the massive verse. And yeah, anything else?
You got any recommendations for like other titles?
Bash? No, you never recommend anything.
Bash doesn't.
I
He
guess,
doesn't read comics.
I mean, I guess if you haven't read Star Wars High Republic, I would recommend that. It kind of starts out slow, like the first 5 or 6 issues are okay, but after that it gets really, really, really good. And I honestly think that if you're a big fan of Star Wars and you're looking for something fresh in Star Wars, you're sick of Tatooine, like Matt said earlier, there's all these new planets, new characters, just everything new in Star Wars. It's a new era, cool things, new characters. I'm personally a big fan of Sav Malagan, and I'm a big fan of Keith Trennis. I like Skier too, but I feel like Trandoshans always get the low end of the stick. All right, so yeah, and
And if
yeah.
you like that, check out Star Trek Sober Dictatorship. That's really good. I really like
Is that a real book?
No.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute, that sounds like something Rick and Morty, like something they'd say. But Kidlock is another one. I think this
Yes,
week.
yes. Kidlock is dope.
Volume
5
two,
issues.
Volume 2
It's dope.
tomorrow.
Yeah, very underrated series indeed. Livio Ramondelli is honestly extremely talented. There's some really good. There's like 2 interviews on YouTube with Livio Ramondelli talking about Kidlock that are so good. I highly recommend checking out if you're a fan. If you don't know what Kidlock is, check out Kidlock Volume 1. It's only like 6 issues. If you can't find it, check out Kidlock Artisan Wraith. I heard you can still jump on, and it comes out tomorrow, like these guys said. So yeah, that's
Not only that, but the first volume is free on Comixology. So that's
There
how
you
I
go.
got that. There you go.
And
So
it comes out tomorrow. We record this on Tuesday, the 8th here, so I don't know. You might have already missed it.
well, yeah, it depends on when this gets dropped.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So yeah, it comes out Wednesday, March 9th. So check that out very soon. And yeah, I think that's it. Should still give a few shout outs to some people. We recently had our 400 follower giveaway where we already hit 400 followers. So thank you so much to everyone. Thank you to this incredible community. Thank you to supporting us for supporting us. Thanks for making everything so much fun.
Yeah, we gave away a tour of Higgins' apartment. We didn't ask him. I'm sure he'll be cool with it.
Yeah, no, totally, and yeah,
Cribs.
this is the address, so get your notes. No, I'm just kidding. And so
Higgins Cribs.
we gave away volume 2 of Radiant Black. We didn't give it away yet. We're gonna give it away soon. So it doesn't actually come out. Volume 2 doesn't come out till next week, so we won't physically be able to give it away until like a week or 2 from now when I get it. But we are gonna be doing the giveaway announcement tomorrow, so just stay tuned and check out Twitter for that. Congratulations in advance to whoever wins, and you can still enter. We're cutting the cutoff is. I guess they're not going to be able to see this, so whatever. But yeah, so we're going to have another giveaway once we hit 500 followers, and we'll announce what that giveaway will be soon. Probably be another really cool Radiant Black comic. Speaking of, check out some of our friends here. They'll give you their links in a sec, but before I do that, I also want you to check out Massiveverse Central's giveaway. Massiveverse Central is a great member of the Radiant Black community.
Great news source.
Yeah, great news source. Great news source, spreading the news and love. Always on top of everything. Very active on the Discord, and they're doing an amazing giveaway where they're giving away a Radiant Black #1 costume comics variant signed by Kyle Higgins, which is just fantastic. Really props to that. So check that out. Yeah, you guys want to plug yourselves in right now?
Sure.
Yeah, check out my shitty poetry on Instagram at All That I've Thought. I've been doing like 5 or 6 a week lately. It's just kind of good. Might publish a book one day, or it might just be cringe. Either way, it's a fun one.
If you're gonna advertise that shitty, check it out. It's good. It's great. It's not shitty. It's the anti-shit. It's the Oh, I'm gonna give you some poetry.
It's
the
food?
antithesis of
It's
shit.
burps.
Ooh, there you go.
Okay, we've just described like like shit in the opposite now, and now would you like to read some serious thought?
It's
Okay.
shiny, it's nice. I don't know how you could even describe it.
Just stop right
It's
there.
good.
Okay.
We're done. We're done.
Good.
Digging a hole. Digging
It's
a hole.
good.
Put
It's
some
good.
shit in
It's
it.
as
You're
good
digging a hole.
as Marshall's bath bombs. There you go.
That's a
Oh,
lot.
boy.
That's a lot. I appreciate
That's high
that.
praise right there.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
All right. Any other links?
It's transportive. It's moving.
Yeah. On Twitter, I'm at Martystoked, and I will probably end
You
up
gotta
doing
follow him.
another giveaway.
He's the nicest person ever. He's like a Pokemon that just follows you and wants to be with you. Like Marty's like the nicest person on Twitter.
He's like a smoochum or something. You can't.
Yeah,
It's
like,
like, no, I'm
he's
not
so
gonna do
positive. I've never seen him say anything negative on Twitter. It's crazy.
that. No, it's great.
Yeah.
In the community.
I'm gonna probably do another giveaway at 500 too. I'm at 351 right now, so I'm getting there. I'll probably be Radiant Black
This
related.
is why you need to be part of this community. This community just gives shit away all the time. All of us, like every single person. I guess because we're podcasts, we count as one unit. We're like the RB unit, and then Marty, you're obviously you're the mod, you're part of Discord, but also you're your own stuff. And you did the giveaway for your Twitter, which was amazing. And you
That
did
was a
that.
pretty legit giveaway too.
It was amazing. Yeah, you gave away the Livio Ramondelli, right?
Yeah.
But what number did you get? What number did you get?
50.
Fuck, out of 300.
Yeah.
Damn, that's amazing, dude. That's a very generous way.
Actually, it might have been 45. I gotta go back and look. I took a picture of it.
Damn,
I sent that on Monday.
That's awesome. Very generous giveaway. Yeah, we gave away something much shittier in comparison, but
Okay, we gotta stop comparing what we're giving. We're putting on the world shit. That's
give away
No,
Radiant
it was
Black
50.
5
It was
seconds
50. I just looked. Yeah.
Damn, that's insane. Yeah, so there's always all these giveaways. Don't worry. Owen, you're gonna get it soon. I just got my box right here. It's in my hands. The Aaron Bartling variant. It's going out on Friday. So yeah, and I think Melanie already got her win, so that's awesome. We're gonna be doing more giveaways. Hopefully, what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to spruce up the giveaways with the boys. See what we can do. We can scrap together, and we're gonna give away something substantial for either 500 or 1K or something. Something really nice, like you guys, hopefully.
Or like my personal art of Radiant Black done in crayon. My mom says it's perfect for the fridge, so maybe you'll enjoy it.
Fantastic, yeah, exactly. It has high sentimental value.
Radiant Matt's gonna foil it, so it'll be like a foil comic, except he's gonna sign it in crayon for you.
Yeah, baby.
I would literally that would hurt me. I think no, we're trying to scrap something really nice together. Maybe I don't know. I still want to thank the Invincible Podcast, aka Circle Guy News, for supplying us and supplying the community, I guess, with a Radiant what was it called? Radiant box.
Radiant bomb box.
Radiant bath box or whatever it's called. Yeah, so that was amazingly generous and super awesome. So yeah, we'll probably try to get an exclusive variant together soon. And having Marty around is always fantastic. So we'll probably have him around in the future, probably for a Firepower episode once he's caught up on that, because we all love Kirkman here. Oh yeah, and read crossover 12 if you haven't, because if you're a fan of Robert Kirkman, read crossover number 12.
He wrote the first 10 pages.
Yes, even if you haven't read anything, just that issue alone.
Just read that issue, yeah. Just if you like Kirkman,
maybe the last 2 pages of issue 11.
Is it worth picking up from start to finish? I thought about picking
personally, I don't think so. Some people look. It's very. I've rarely seen a title as divisive as crossover. Some people really like it. They're like, this is the bee's knees, and they're so swell. I don't know why.
I tapped out after about 5 or 6 issues.
Yeah, same.
I wasn't really into any of the characters, but I heard the Zdarsky run.
That one was really good. I bought that issue just to read because I read an article about it. I recommend that you guys read that issue. It's really good.
What was it, 7?
I think Matt will really like Radio Matt will really like that issue because you can relate to it as someone who's a creator, but like a writer. Okay. But yeah, it's so funny. It's really funny. It's written by Zdarsky, which is really weird to see him write about himself. And I just thought about him writing about himself. He probably, knowing Zdarsky, he probably didn't make it.
Try issue 1. You'll know if you like it. You'll know if you like it based on the first
Yeah,
issue.
he does shit like that, man. He puts the weirdest shit up. Zdarsky is fucking hilarious. Zdarsky's the pride of Canada. They say it's Trudeau, but it's really Chip. That's what you don't know. Like it's Zdarsky. Yeah. And no, I recommend crossover. Whatever issue that he writes.
Actually, it's Zed Darsky. No, but
No, I'm not going there. I'm not fully over there yet. But no, I recommend that issue. It's good. I personally don't like crossover. I'm not even
try it
like.
though.
Yeah, try it. You might like it. If it's free on Comixology, like the first 3 issues, try it. You might like it.
Comic
Personally,
characters coming to life. If you like crossover, if you like Image especially and other indie properties, you probably will see someone that you like. So
Yeah.
give it a shot. I'm not against it. Me and Bash don't like it, but we're willing to
Yeah,
like, hey,
yeah,
try
we're
it.
not against it. Yeah, some people really enjoy it, and so I always tell them try at least the first 2 issues. You might like it. I did give it a try. I tried like the first 4 or 5 issues. I fell off of it. I didn't like it, but I did once I think it was Invincible Podcast or someone else that tweeted about that crossover number 12, like the Kirkman. They showed like a page of it, and I was like, oh shit, I need to get that.
Yeah, if you're a Kirkman fan, you have to read issue 12.
Yeah, you need to. It's so funny. It's worth it. It's worth the $4 just for those 10 pages.
Yep. And that's not shitting on whoever wrote the rest of the book. Like I'm sure it's fine.
No. Yeah, like I just have no idea what happens in the rest of it. Yeah.
Awesome.
So I think that's a perfect place as any to end. Anything you want to conclude with, Marty?
No, I'm good. Appreciate you guys having me on. This was a ton of fun. Hope to be on again.
Oh yeah, of course. Thanks, everyone. Yeah,
I just want to say, Ali and I have attained the status of men who don't need any introduction. This podcast episode, as you skipped us. So I mean, I'm excited about that as well. And I just want to say thanks to anybody who just started listening to the podcast, and also people that start from the beginning. But any new listeners and people that have joined the Discord, welcome and happy to have you. And definitely, if you have any other friends that like Radiant Black and stuff like that, definitely bring them into the Discord. And the community, it's always merrier with more people.
Yeah, and just remember that Kevin McAdderson is S tier. That's all. Like, that's the most important thing. When you Kevin is S tier. That is all. Thank you. Stay radiant.